Good evening. Welcome to WooTube. My name's Baran Woo, and tonight, as I find where the center of the camera is, somewhere around there, probably not going to stay there for long. Tonight, we're going to play some Mercury, I think, because I have a wild idea for it, um, which may or may not work. We'll find out. Um, Shout out to John Old, coming top of Swiss and second overall at Cambridge CO. I think this was last weekend or weekend before. I think weekend before. Um, I know he was testing a bunch of other decks and then he probably just panic obbed as he normally does. But did very well with this. Just kind of, I guess you could call it classic Hollow Man rush ob, but with a seamless as well. Uh, Looks like fun. Do love a bit of ob. Um, and shout out to this deck, which I noticed. Is D.M.C, uh, who recently posted a uh, a deck using uh, a simulator, which is a card which I've been fascinated by ever since I found out about it. Um, Unfortunately, I have a feeling that the deck which they've created doesn't quite work. But this looks like fun. I've always wanted to play Masterwork in Arasana. Um, this is like maximum. I'm going to install an absolute buckload of stuff during every run. Sometimes during two runs, because as they mentioned, you can use Masterwork twice on a like trick shot run. Like you could install something on the R&D run, then something on the remote run as well. So that looks pretty fun. Um, I think unfortunately this deck is going to suffer from something which I was looking at because Simulator is still in the pool. You'd assume it would have rotated, right? I mean, there's kind of nothing that you can use it with now, unless you're also packing Reboot, which this other deck was. Um, but then it's like exactly what you're flipping up is the question. But yeah, still there if you want to pay 5 influence. I think Dzigurator was drawn by the fact that they could now tutor it using Meeting of the Minds, which is pretty fun. But I definitely like the look of this deck. Unfortunately, I think it's run into a problem which I found because I got very excited when Muse was released because I was like, oh, I can play flame out decks again. Like flame out Arasana is something which I've always really wanted to be a thing. Surely it's a thing. And I was like, now it will be a thing because I have more recursion for my Gausses, my Mayflies, and my Eulers or Oilers, whichever way around it is. However, when you install a Muse, you have to install the program on the Muse, which means that you can't install it on the Flameout. Now, if you install the Muse on the Flameout, then I think that's okay. I assume like that would still work through the stack of stuff. Because something's installed on a Muse, which is installed on a Flameout, so I assume you can use the credits off here. So like maybe that's something. But Flameout was always like to the end of the turn, and if you were to like the issue I had is if I Arasana'd out a Muse onto a Flameout onto then I only have it for a run, which is a little bit worse because normally I want to like use up a ton of Flameout credits in one turn. Sup Zero Maxima. Um, yeah, transitive properties of hosted cards. Exactly. Who knows? But the one thing I do like about this is the whole Flameout Mayfly. You know what's really good for Flameout Mayfly? Cataloger. because you only kind of have to make that one big run. It's like I'm just gonna run R&D, and then I'm gonna catalog stuff. Muse on Flameout does nothing very right. Well, Muse on Flameout with a Mayfly on the Muse is what I'm thinking. But it's like just not quite as good as you'd want it to be, I think. And even worse, one of the coolest things that you used to be able to do with Flameout, which you can still do, and like would make a ton of sense in a kind of Flameout Arasana deck, is you pull an Eka, you put the Eka on the Flameout, you do all the boosting, and you spend the 2 credits for hosting using Flameout credits, and then you just have to break with real credits using the Eka, which is really, really sick and would be great, except for that if you install an Eka using a Muse, it goes straight onto the ice, so you can't then use the Flameout credits. Quick reminder from Connor that there are still tickets to the London CO for people who want a chance to lose to the travelling Aldershot champion. Travelling Aldershot contingent, even. Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I think Donald is travelling for it. Mayfly isn't hosted on Flameout. You wouldn't be able to use credits. That's what I'm a little bit unsure about Game of Troids. I think you might still be able to, because I think a thing hosted on a thing hosted on a thing is still hosted on the original thing. You'd probably have to look into the deep lore of Baba Yaga and things like that to work that one out. But maybe I'm wrong there. Well, not sure. And if you can't, then this is like really bad, unfortunately. But the idea here is cool. I mean, like finding the space for masterwork is interesting, and whether you've actually got enough. I don't think there's actually enough hardware here to make masterwork quite make sense, because for some reason Flameout is unique. Sad times. Another thing to ask for Rule Squid. Yeah, that's it. I wait till someone who looks authoritative comes into the room, comes into chat, and then I'll just divert to them. But I do like the idea of like using Trickshot and Overclock money to do like a ton of installs. So that seems like a lot of fun. Yeah, down with that. Other than that, well, I think that might be actually it in terms of. I'm sure there's other cool decks. I haven't had much chance to look at many this week. But this is the plan for this week. This is as far as I got with the deck build. So not very far, but like basically this is the best way of explaining what I want to do here. So I haven't played much Mercury. We're going to try a little bit Mercury, and I want to play more Cuppulation because I think it is a cool card and it seems to work really well in Mercury. But the concept here is that we can use divide and conquer to do a whole load of things in one go. So we can divide and conquer. We put down a Cuppulation, and then we divide and conquer into archives. And when we breach archives, we pick up a card onto the Cuppulation. Obviously, if we've already managed to pick up a card, fine. But like the whole idea here is like it's all in one go. So we go like Cuppulation down, then we divide and conquer, access archives, host a card onto the Cuppulation. Then we spend the Cuppulation in HQ to see free cards in HQ, and then we see archives and we use Mercury plus Pretty Mary de Silva to see free cards on R&D. Okay? We're going to see 6 cards. Seems pretty good, right? That's basically a deep dive's worth of cards, but we get to see them all, potentially steal them all, and hopefully blow out some games. Like it's we're gonna be swinging high with this one. So we need a way of making these divide and conquer runs whilst also bypassing. So I think we're on backstitching, and we're kind of hoping for an archives roll. If they ice up archives, they might not ice up archives, which means that there's no issue here. There is a genuine chance that this deck plays a card which has seen no play, kind of unsurprisingly, but this could be the deck that plays Chrysopium Skimming, because this is going to tell us whether now is the time to divide and conquer. Because either they're going to show us an agenda in their hand, in which case we've got a 3 in 5 chance to get it, or even a 4 in 5 chance if we want to use our Mercury, but we kind of don't because we want to save the Mercury trigger so that we get an extra card using Mary. But we could potentially see most of the hand, and if not, we get to see the top 3 cards of R&D, and again, using the divide and conquer plus Mary like nonsense, we're going to be able to see the top 3 cards of R&D. So there's a chance that we actually play this, and I will assume that we'll cut this card because of slots. But I'm going to put some in for now, because this is the kind of deck which is going to like save up. It's kind of just saving up until it's going to like do one big blowout turn. I'm genuinely, Connor says, I'm genuinely wondering if Mercury can play Climactic Showdown. Oh, you know it. Mercury likes less ice, and Mercury likes accessing cards. Probably not. Could be fun. If it wasn't 5 freaking influence, or if we could recur it, or like so many things. It's not even like, it's not virtual. We can't search for it using whatchamacallit, using Meeting of the Minds. Um, I kind of know what you're saying, but I think if we just want to like see more cards using Mercury, then there's easier ways to trash ice, especially right now, for 2 cost resources which are not whatever. And what have you. Game of Droids, yes, I know that Eru with Divide and Conquer works, but screws up our influence, because Eru is free influence, and I kind of just want to, yeah, I want to play like, I want to play the 3 Divide and Conquers. As much as like we could go 2 Divide and Conquer, 1 Eru, and maybe we'll switch to that because that seems equally good. But I also kind of don't want to, like, the Eru really shows what we're trying to do, whereas this is like a bit more of a kind of, I'm going to do something sneaky and it's going to happen when you're not expecting it. Putting down Eru, clicking Eru, like clearing the it's a lot of things to do in one turn. You are in time for stream, Lucille. I've only just started, but you get a pretty good idea of the nonsense that we're going to be looking at. Oh, 2 seconds. I need to give some wine advice. You can give the Curioso. Yeah. Um, yeah. Let me just close this door. Sorry, 2 seconds. Okay. Um, right. So, other than this, we probably need some money. So let's play some sure gambles. We'll probably play some inside jobs because they're good with Mercury. I think I want to be on like 3 copies of the Class Act um, because we kind of, it's not exactly a combo deck. Like our combo is like kind of 2 cards, and one of them we can install in advance. But we don't want to draw the Divide and Conquers too early, right? We want to draw them like at kind of a pretty exact time. So we'll do this. We're a Hermes deck, like kind of obviously. Um, although, and we're not gonna play it, but like this card does exist still. Where is it? Look at this one. Remember this? Remember all the fun janky times that we had playing Virtuoso before, it became the, I don't know, 6th best console in the thing. This feels like it would actually be a Mercury card. I can zoom in quite a lot here. sees extra stuff. I don't know. It would see extra cards. I don't think it would see extra cards on R&D, which is the annoying thing. Actually, it never would because it never sees extra cards on HQ. But like Virtuoso, I feel could work. Reprise is fun in Mercury. Oh, it is fun in Mercury, and this is the kind of deck where we might want to do that. Yep. If she needs. No worries. Can you close the door? Or not? I've been like dropped. Notes. Okay. Right. We probably want to play some boomerangs because I'm not quite sure how we're breaking ice yet. Do we want to play an alarm clock? I think we do. Yeah, en passant does seem fun. I got wrecked by Izzy at Worlds. I think I knew I was about to get wrecked because she inside jobbed HQ and it was a Winchester, and obviously I'm like, I'm not gonna res it. And then she looked at me and I went, en passant, and she played en passant. Lost my Winchester that game, didn't I? Do we want to play a Docklands Pass? Because then, like, I kind of don't like. I think we've got a lot of HQ multi-access, a lot of HQ pressure already, so probably not. I think we just need more money right now, and the annoying thing is that we're probably going to have to be on like casts. We probably play career fair, and we probably get absolutely murked uh by working prototype. But you know, that's just the Mercury way, right? Merked. Very good. So we can just play free career fair, and we can play free. Maybe free career fair is too many career fair. Probably two actually, because I think we're going to be on only these. I mean, we can career fair down a backstitch. It's not the worst. My reprise I've ever landed was in a Hermes Kushuk deck. It picked up a rezzed toll booth and won me the game boat. It only ever fired once. About 20 games I've played with it. Maybe it's because you need to be on 3 of them. Yeah, I mean they released Reprise. Everyone went, "Oh, look, it's like Leela." No one played it because it wasn't good enough, and then they released Hermes, and you're like, "Well, you know, I guess Pat can still play it, right? He's a big Reprise stan." We're at 35 cards already, and we don't have much money. I mean, you know, Mercury tends to not have much money, so let's already cut at least one of these. What do... Don't think we want to play Dirty Laundry. I guess we play Bravado. As much as sometimes Bravado in specifically Mercury decks is a bit unfortunate. How else can we make money in here? And we do need some form of breaking stuff because uh, I mean, it's just I think it's probably actually 2 boomerang is plenty. Yeah, 2 boomerang. We might want to go. I mean, we could go with the shuffly hands, or we could go Entangler. Like I think Entangler is probably the better option. Shibboleth seems awful in Mercury because we don't really want to do any breaking until quite late. I think we're probably just on the gun, like revolver, as an option, and Kurapira because it says bypass. Your thoughts on Amelia? Yeah, so I did consider Amelia, and particularly because of this exact thing. So if we do the divide and conquer with a Cuppulation, then we see 3 cards twice. And Amelia does say whenever. Whenever a run on HQ. Oh, no, this is why we're not on Amelia. I've remembered now because we're not making a run on HQ or R&D. We're making a run on Archives. Is like the main purpose of this deck. Oh, Tunnel Vision is interesting. Tunnel Vision is interesting. We can't play Leech because I think, unless we play like 1 Leech. I don't hate Tunnel Vision as an option, though. Don't hate Tunnel Vision as an option. We can't only, like, do I need to be able to challenge the remote? Kind of do. I can inside job and boomerang it. Or I can just hope to hit with Hermes off a thing. Because, like, realistically, are we ever going to have enough money to use, like, even Revolver is probably going to be expensive. Kurapira, we're never breaking anything, like, big. But we're probably fine breaking the small stuff. I might just, we'll try it with, I was being cheeky. I don't know if you were. I think it might make sense. I guess, like, we might even be on something, we might be on something like these. AP Destroyer or Reserve Ice. This probably deals with enough stuff. Like, this possibly deals with the big boys that we might otherwise struggle with. And we might just play like Cat's Cradle. Is this better than is it better than what are the other options? It's this or Shibboleth, right? Shibboleth is good early. My eternal if in doubt about Breaker Suite is 6 Matryoshka and ship it. Yeah, I mean 6 Matryoshka could be an option, or we could play like it's like 6 card slots though. But it might be correct because then at least it deals with the remote, right? And I don't actually think that Matryoshka is awful in terms of like breaking whatever. And then maybe we play a laser pointer just to deal with like rig shooter options. Abigail, yeah, Abigail I think is actually like cool. Someone was playing this, test running was playing Abigail, I think, but they were also on Simulchip, and it makes a lot more like if you're on Abigail and Simulchip, then that makes a ton of sense. But then you want to be on other stuff which is worth Simulchipping. We're only on Cuppulation. Maybe we just play the Entanglers. Do we just play the Entanglers? Are we like, how guaranteed are we to win off this? I mean, not at all is the answer. Matryoshka is Kuroda numbers for everything, right? It's like Kuroda number, which is like, if you said that, I don't know, 5 years ago, if you said, oh, here's an AI breaker and it just breaks everything like it was a Kuroda, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Do lose to 1 purge. Maybe the laser pointer is better because of that. Because Entangler doesn't deal with barriers. This kind of doesn't deal with barriers, but maybe we don't. I mean, we can face plant barriers and not worry too much. So laser pointer better than the revolver. I might try this. Like, I haven't really experimented with laser pointer at all, and maybe it's like enough. The other thing is this, like, this might be the option because I think we can probably get to threat 4. Like, the whole thing about Mercury is you can get to threat 4 pretty quickly, right? As long as we've got enough money to steal like early Bellonas, which is going to be a problem. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things which are good with recursion here. Like, I'm not going to lie. Um, but realistically, I'm hoping that we win before that becomes a case. Like, they're going to double ice HQ because of alarm clock, or that's the idea. They should double ice HQ because of alarm clock. So that's like using up some of their ice there. Eventually, like they'll want to double ice R&D because of inside job, and they'll want to double ice for remote because of inside job. Potentially inside job plus boomerang, like you kind of need 3 of ice on there. So they just don't have time to double ice the archives, and then we win there, right? Probably works. Um, yeah, I mean the question is like, do we try it with like no real breakers and see what happens? Yeah, Docklands is not bad. I think that they quickly double ice against alarm clock. So I don't know how much value we're gonna get off the Docklands. It would be good with Divide and Conquer, but I think it might be overkill. Because if we've already got Cuppulations in here, then we're potentially seeing like too many like more cards than we need to pay for. And I kind of want to play the Cuppulations over the uh Docklands for the time being because we get to see free. Um, is there any chance that have we will not have MU for not even one Chesver? We might have MU for one Chesver, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. I'm just going to stick. We're going to put some normal breakers in here, and we'll go from there. It could be Shibboleth just because it's the cheapest to get down. It's only one. It's okay early. I think we put one of these in. As much as it's like a really bad Mercury card, we should probably be on Cat's Cradle, but we haven't got any kind of real way of de-resing. Um, like Mercury could also do the Los thing and play Sources and Window of Opportunity, which is a money card and a way of putting on her like Mercury taxation. Maybe that's an idea. Like, do they trash the ice once it's got saucies on it and you keep de-resing it? Probably not. Just leave it there. Okay. 41 cards. We probably still need some more money. What money has Criminal got right now? Uh, it could be. Ugh. It might be falsified credentials as an option, to be quite honest. I don't hate this as again a way of potentially going right. I'm gonna run. Do we just play 3 copies of Mayfly? How many times do we actually need to run with this deck? Like and break ice. Ideally, we don't want to break ice. Maybe we just play Mayfly. It's 2 MU, right? I might try that. I might try one. I might keep the Kurapira because I don't really want to spend a Mayfly on like breaking a ping. I wonder if we just play Mayflies. Like I think this is a perfectly decent AI. So let's try this and see if we regret it. Mayfly is fun, but you're already 50% of the way towards 6 Matryoshka. Ship it. Absolutely true. Um, uh, Whoop Mayfly Saucy. I do quite like that as an idea. Career Fair. I've got Career Fair already. Because like I genuinely put it into most Crim decks because I don't know how their how their money works. I don't think their money does work. Playing. So I was thinking it's either falsified or we play like Carpe Diem which is like not great. It might be great if they don't ice up. I guess if the idea is if they do ice up, we bravado. If they don't ice up, we carpe diem. Should we be on dirty laundries before the carpe diems? Probably. Hotels for draw. Yeah, we do need more draw. I'm really cautious of playing hotels right now because like getting a hotel bounced with okay, well we could play free hotels, then we could play free career fairs, and then our class acts should mean that we find the career fairs at the right time. And then we'll play two falsified and we'll cut one card. Maybe the do we just play two Hermes? Quite an important part of the deck. But I think two Hermes is enough Hermes. That's a deck of some kind. We'll try this laser pointer. I probably don't actually have influence for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd have space for like one more. One. Yeah. We'll possibly have influence for that. There's also a chance that we should play like a single diversion. I really don't like. I mean, I'm very bad at playing diversion of funds. So we could play it instead of the skimming, which we did say we were probably going to cut, but it does seem like the one time when we could play this card pretty well. Fine. Let's see if that works. Maybe we could play. I forgot that we have backstitchings. That's another like. Yeah, I reckon like backstitching Mayfly. This is enough. This is enough stuff. The stuff. Do we want? No, we're gonna. That looks fine. That looks like a deck. I would like dirty laundries, but I feel like they're gonna ice up early, right? So getting like value dirty laundries probably isn't gonna happen. Let's try this. Okay. Whoa, that is zoomed out. Is this this might be the first time I've played Mercury on stream. Also, what the hell is Mary Many consoles? Is this one of the like joke cards? The ones that came out. You who can read that? You may only include one copy of each card in your deck. Oh, yeah, this is one of the unhinged ones. Uh, ignore the like one console per player. I should have played around with these unhinged cards. Unfortunately, I found out about them like after the stream started. All the unhinged cards apparently appear in here now, which is a bit much. Why can I not find Mercury? There they are. That's not the Mercury deck, is it? Quite clearly. Yeah. Hey, lady, how you doing? Thank you for joining. And yeah, you are catching it right at the start today, pretty much. We've made a deck. It's probably going to work. I'm not going to be the if it's not, I won't be the only like streamer to be blown out on Mercury like over the last week, right? Bam. Well, Lucille's jumped straight in. Now, Lucille, if you're still listening, if you instantly ice archives, I won't be impressed. I'll be upset. Playing Ateia. Lucille, a big Ateia fan. This looks like exactly the kind of start which I'd want. I've got the Mayfly, I've got Career Fair, I've got an early class act, I've got a daily casts. That is the most keepable cards. Keepable keep I think I've I've seen in a long time. I mean, we're just going to play all these cards, right? Do we put the Mayfly down? Or do we like keep it? Hey David. Yeah, let's see if we can fire this bad boy, this bad Byroid even, not boy. Bad boy's such a dumb phrase. We're gonna try and fire this one off. See what happens. We're gonna run archives. Hopefully Lucille will spend all of her ice on the remote. It's kind of classic Ateia, right? Lose off centrals. I mean, there's 2 pieces of ice. We like that already. You put in something. Oh, I thought she was going to put something in both. Do we run HQ for 2? I don't think so because I don't want to lose any of these cards. So I'm just going to like do this, this, this. I'm going to put the Mayfly down. It was a mistake because it. Oh, no, we'll be all right. Okay. We don't want the Divide and Conquer yet. I think we will take the Mary. Yeah. That seems fine. She gets a Rashida. That's fine. We're like kind of not planning to challenge too hard too early. We might check the remote because we can with the Mayfly, but only if we really feel like things are getting a bit out of hand, or if we like ideally we just want to find a Hermes like pretty quick so we can challenge the remotes by challenging centrals. Otherwise, which of these do we think is the nastiest dice? And do we let a tributary get rezzed? Sure. Um, we'll draw first, and then we'll see what happens. We might bravado a server. Okay. Okay. Maybe we bravado server 1 here. Or just getting down the Earthrise seems okay, right? Maybe we get down the Earthrise, then we bravado. Do we die to a Nancy? Not quite. No, we do actually. Yeah, we do. I think I want to set up more. We'll put the skimming at the bottom. Do we? I think we might install the backstitching and then take credit. Um, Again, we kind of before we okay, cohort makes sense. Kind of scary because it means that Lucille might be able to like wheel out quite quickly. Um, it also kind of means that she actually wants to ice archives, even though like she knows our deck. She knows. Yeah, there we go. But there is actual reason for her to ice archives here, which kind of makes sense. Right, let's daily casts. HQ is the mark. I was just saying you have actual reason to, so I'll allow it because of a cohort. Right. I think we want the Hermes definitely. We probably want this falsified. I don't know if we spend it on this agenda or not. I guess we could. We might have the money to challenge this. We have a Mayfly. So I guess we say agenda. We think this is an agenda. and then we maybe draw once and bravado in. It's a timely public release. Okay, so options here are we put down Hermes. We can put down Hermes and go, or we can just go, or we can draw and bravado. I like draw and bravado. If we don't draw and we do bravado, the other thing we could do is install Mary, run R&D. Then she maybe spends enough. I don't want to lose the Hermes is the real big issue. But I think we can get in here. I'd love to bravado it so that we have like the credits. I'm going to draw once. We're going to bravado it. I'm drawing just so that I don't die to a few things. Yeah. Tattoo Bowler is a shame because that means that we definitely have to Mayfly now. What stops us? Botu? Probably not. Border control would be annoying. We could bounce off the tattoo and install the Hermes. She feels confident enough that she can protect this. I kind of don't want to give her the money. I'm going to let it fire. This is probably wrong, but only because I've got the Hermes in hand. I'm gonna pivot. Because short of having a seamless here, Lucille can't like correct the Hermes bounce, and she cannot. We will go R&D here because we can put down the Mary and see extra cards, which feels quite nice. We will Earthrise first. I don't think it makes too much of a difference here. We'll take a Cuppulation for sure. So let's go. Do we die to Snare? Probably. Is she running Snare? Probably not. This, run R&D. Oh. Oh, right. TPR. I forgot that she can do it. When is this? Is this at any point? To one piece of ice or archives in any position protecting the server. Nah. I'll still put the cup down. Okay. This can be from where's it from? Or archives. It wasn't near Nancy, which makes sense because she can't res via Nancy. I think we do run R&D here. We don't die because Mayfly. Tattoo Bowler. Another one. Maybe we go and clear out the cohort at this point. She's got 4 credits. I don't think she can res anything which isn't a Thimble Rig or the 3rd Tattoo Bowler. It's not worth us going through here. As much, it's quite funny to flip these face down. I'd have loved to have 1 extra click. Maybe I shouldn't have installed the cup, because then I could boomerang this. Probably not worth it. Okay, she can res it. So now it's up to her whether she wants to cost us a Mayfly or not. Apparently so. I only need 1 of them. Okay, I'm liking the Mayfly so far. Do we cupulate this? I think we just trash it. Because it costs us 1 to cupulate, and then our cupulation is used up. I'd prefer to like get some ice on here, or yeah, I mean that would be ideal. Like if we get, like if we run centrals and we pull up, sticker an Nancy or something on it. Okay, Earthrise. I should always do this first so that I know what I'm pulling here, because we've got the combo. Is this archives? It's not. It's R&D. So I want to set up a turn. I want to wait for our mark to be archives, ideally. Let's draw. Alarm clock is good. Let's draw. Also quite good. We're going to do this and then alarm clock. This should probably force an ice on HQ. Not totally sure about that. If this isn't an Nancy, she probably doesn't mind. Okay, Charlotte, 2nd ice on HQ. So here, let's roll archives. Come on, archives. Backstitching. Make a run on HQ? I think so. We know there's 1 Anansi here. We want to force a res here, so we'll do this. Interesting. Res on the inside. Okay, all tattoo bowlers. Are we bypassing this? I don't think so. I don't want to give her the money. So we'll say no for right now. I also want the clicks. We know she was thinking about resing this card on server 2. Which means that she probably can res the card on server 2. But we can break it with a Mayfly. So I think we challenge for Charlotte, because I don't want that to be I can't let her have this. Not allowed. She could get to 8. But that's all her money, and then we may fly through an Anansi, which doesn't actually cost us too much. I'm assuming. She resing? Yeah. We'll draw. Doof could be sick here. We know exactly what. Well, we don't know exactly what HQ is. Hello, hero. Do we want 2nd Mayfly? I don't think we want 2nd Mayfly. I think we'll hold on to the Doof, and then we're going to go gain credit and put down 1 of these. Laser Pointer is cool. Unfortunately, it's obviously quite bad against Anansi, but she's going to have some other big AP ice, I think. Oh, Seamless. Is it Oh, that's really annoying. That's going to stop our divide and conquer. Oh, wait. I think I clicked no. Please bounce archives. Nice. Thank you. Okay. We'll take clicks. We'll do the backstitching. Do we want to run HQ? We know there's one ice in there. Flipping this tattoo bowler upside down. No, that doesn't really help us. I want to keep her poor. I think we'll say no to the alarm clock. It's done its job, kind of. It's forced her to spend an ice here. We're going to play the Divide and Conquer, which she'll need say. I think. I think it's correct too. But we get to do nearly the thing that we want to do. Also, this potentially forces the Nisei, right? Which means that then we can maybe challenge the remote when we need to. I see 3 on both servers. Are the numbers. Yeah. Yeah, some agenda mass needed. So, for people joining the stream here, the plan is here that we're going to D.M.C Divide and Conquer into archives. When we breach archives, we're going to pick up a card from archives using the archives breach. Then we're going to see HQ and we're going to crack the Cuppulation to see all of HQ, although we might not because we could have doofed to bait Nanise. That would have been smart. That would have been really smart with her being on only 5 credits. Do we doof now? I think we might doof now, as much as this might be a 5 credit ice. I think we don't care about that. We might put the boomerang on the tattoo bowler and doof. We can doof for value. If this is anything, if this is exactly like a size end hand, then it's annoying because you can res it. This is last click actually. Maybe the boomerang was wrong, but I kind of want to keep the mayfly. I have been told I should have baited the Nisei with the doof. My chat is much smarter than me. Okay, well, we have confirmation that we made an error. Lucille actually gets 4 credits back. Maybe this is awful. This is terrible. But then now we have D-res dice here. Maybe this is fine. Because next turn we alarm clock, we force her to res some of this ice on HQ, hopefully. And we can falsify like this card, which we assume is the agenda. If she's going to put an agenda anywhere here, it's going to be here. Okay, archives gets done. Backstitching sees HQ, so that's cool. That's interesting. Can we choose to do the backstitching after the alarm clock run? So if this is still on HQ, I mean, we might as well make a run on HQ. This is free. Now, the big question is do we see 2 here? I think the answer is no, because I think if there's any agendas, they go in here. And maybe we're going to inside job R&D. We see a tributary. I think we copulate that, because I don't think I want her to have it. So now the question is, do we run server 1? Do we inside job server 1? Do we have a little look? If there's an agenda, I want to go and get it. It's a Rashida. I don't think I want to go and get that. Do I want to challenge server 2? I think I do. Let's go here. Spin dock. There's a chance that we go back to HQ now. We can backstitching in if it's really bad. And then we might inside job R&D last click to try and clear this Rashida. Yeah, I think run HQ C3 feels pretty good. This no, it can't be a tattoo bowler. We've seen all the tattoo bowlers. No to Mercury. Yes to Cuppulation. Charlotte, are we trashing her? One less card in hand. I think we are. Seamless. Thimble rig. Okay, last click. I think. So there is 1 ice in hand. I think we might inside job R&D, because the chances of there being an agenda here are like really high, and then we can bounce the Rashida. It's kind of got to be, right? Have we drawn this turn? That's too late now. Unfortunately, there's 1 ice in hand, so she can flip this. But now we'll know that this is exactly Thimble Rig, which is maybe helpful, and we'll know one tattoo bowler in hand. So this is why we didn't use Mercury earlier. So here we're going to use Mercury first. We'll access 1 additional. We'll access 1 additional. It's always a bacterial first. Worst ever top card rip. Still, like, we could have just... Oh, and of course, she reses a Rashida because she's good at this game. Do we just bounce this Thimble Rig? Like, this is now such a bad inside job. We could have just... Well, I guess we couldn't have broken it. I think I want to... I think we need to bounce and... It might be archives. It might be archives just because if we draw into a divide and conquer, that's probably how we win. But here, Lucille's going to have money and cards and ice. Archives is a tattoo bowler. Do we know that? No, the maybe we know that. Maybe I haven't tracked that very well. At all. I know, yeah, there's 1 tattoo bowler in hand, but yeah, there was a 3rd one, right? So yeah, you might be right. GLC said your Flame Out Muse Mayfly stack doesn't work. I mean, it's not my deck. I kind of might have assumed. All right, what's she doing? Wait, it doesn't. None to archives. That makes sense. Probably summed hand. And now it might be impossible for us to win because we're not going to win off centrals. If she stacks, how many more are you seeing after I rearrange? 2. 2. I die to snare, but I don't believe you have it. Also, I never actually know what order. Yeah, yeah. It seemed like the type. Yeah, I mean, so Lucille was saying that startup is she plays good, honest Jinteki decks in standard, but startup are all bets off. Understandably, no worries. Yeah, we'd have loved to like see any agenda other than the bacterial. I mean, like it's wild. It gets us to 3 points, but it really sorts Lucille out in terms of like just being able to push now for the score and stop us doing exactly what we want to do, which is like steal 3 points of centrals. We've also left ourselves in a position where I can't alarm clock HQ next turn because I can't break an Anansi, and if I bypass it, we die. That could have been a mistake. It's the only ice installed after a tattoo bounce. Fine, in which case it's definitely a tattoo. I'm quite bad at tracking these kind of things, particularly when I'm streaming. Right, free to hand, and then we see a tributary and a hand's eye review, which she will draw into. So you have tributary, which is not going on archives. I assume the tattoo bowler goes on archives because it makes the most sense. She'll want an actual end to run there. We also obviously have run out of money. You've got time to make a sandwich made for Great British Normal. Yeah, yeah, the classic bacterial programming. I kind of want I want someone to make an altar of this, um, which is just like the picture is just like an uh like the back in 10 minutes signs which you kind of scrawl on a shop door when you're going for lunch. Someone needs to make an alt art which is basically that. Okay, so she's threatening to win next turn because she has seamless. So I think we need to find a divide and conquer. We need to roll. We need to roll archives for our mark. No, no mean feat. We need to find a divide and conquer. Now I think our R&D might be fresh cards. If she brought three to hand and she drew three with Rashida, so there are unknown cards on R&D. I think we can't alarm clock, which is really unfortunate. That's archives. Okay. We will not make a run on HQ. We are going to draw for a divide and conquer. I mean, we got the Cuppulation as well. We can't take both of them. We'll draw again because we need to not die to we need to not die to Nancy. We can't break an Nancy. We can bypass it. We need to draw once more because we can't bypass. No, we can bypass the Nancy. We just take 3 damage. That's fine. So let's go. Find out that she's on border control. Tattoo Bowler, that's absolutely fine. We are going to trash stitch into bypass. We'll also flip Archives face up, which is really good for cohort. This is actually like a sick turn. We need to make sure that we use Mercury on R&D, not HQ. That's interesting. Does that mean there's one in here? Breach. No, it does. Oh, so she's just doing it obviously at this point. So not an HQ. No. We see a seamless. And then here, Mercury first. Access one additional. Access one additional. Anansi. Boto. Hedge fund. No. Last click. Run HQ or run this server. We might run the server, you know? We can break this for 1 credit. If this is an Anansi, oh, we do die. Oh, that's a shame. We'd need 2 credits to not die. We'd need 2 credits to not die. We know top of R&D is totally safe. If this is anything but a Nancy, do we die? We probably die to Sai Sentan, but she might call events and there's no events in hand. We don't die to Vampirinasa. We don't die to Boto, but it will end the run. And she'll then have a face down, which is quite bad. It's the innermost, which she jammed a Rashida behind, so she's probably expecting us to keep it at. She's expecting it to keep us out. I think. I don't want to give her the cohort, but I might have to. I think we can run this. She'd have rezzed this if it was not an agenda. I'm going to run it. I can get in if it's a thimble. That is actually a pretty good shout. Because that is the one thing. Like, I think that and Boto, or maybe she's on Bran. We haven't seen much influence. We've only seen Seamless. I forgot that she gets an Ateia action here. Is this potentially allowing her to do some nonsense? Maybe. We die to a Nancy. That Ateia, I want to trash. Oh, it was an agenda! You can do it manual. That's we totally called this, I think. Or should I undo? Oh, I'm dead, right? Oh, no. Okay. Ooh, I can break this. I might as well. We're gonna break. Oh, oh, I've given her a face down. I was talking about not wanting to give you a face down. And have inadvertently done exactly that. Okay, border control. She's got a seamless in hand, so this could just be the bacterial. I'd be interested if she felt safe with a bacterial here. I guess, like, if it doesn't win us the game. Yeah, BC would border control would be face up, so she does need to trash the ice to flip it. It was another border control. And another, or just a jam? Okay, TPR. We've seen 2 D.M.Cs. I think it might be HQ ice. Hmm. Do we know what these are? This is a thimble rig, which we can get through. Hmm. Is there possibly something in HQ? Let's find out. Let's get rid of this one. And we'll see if she puts ice on HQ. Unfortunately, TPR is like kind of upsetting. We also don't even have enough money to inside job because we are Mercury and we are very, very poor, and we've seen a lot of our money. Okay, we bought ourselves a turn, apart from the fact that she has a TPR so she can fast advance 4/2s, and we know she has a seamless in hand. No, she used a seamless. So I think we essentially want to look for yeah, I'll make a run on HQ. I think she puts an Anansi here. Yeah. Pay 8. Go on. Um this this GG. Yeah, she's got it. Maybe I should continue there, but I'm pretty sure I get stopped or killed. So here we do the Ateia trick, and on Lucille's turn, she'll install this ice to install this agenda, and then she gets to seamless it on her turn. Yeah, for sure. All good. Okay, we landed our Divide and Conquer. Unfortunately, it landed onto a bacterial, which probably completely set her up for the win. Um, for sure. I need to play it more at some point. Yeah, pulling a back pro off the first access feels really rough. Um, yeah, I was infected by the bacteria. Okay, can we get any more money into this deck? Probably not. Um, sure. I'll find some time to give it a jam. Right, we're just gonna get another game with this because like I think we'd have had more of a chance if we weren't playing against bacterial. Well, if we didn't literally steal the sodding bacterial programming, or at that point, because we did get to quite a nice level where we kind of had the we got the divide and conquer at exactly the right time. Gyro 88. This is also not a terrible hand. I think I'm going to keep it because it has a sure gamble, which is most of our money. But we can go like bravado, whatever remote they make. We'll go to sure gamble, bravado, then probably install the Earthrise. We could Hermes actually and challenge a central, which is probably correct. If we copulate their seamlesses, that might be worth it. We're definitely going to keep it. Like, I assume they actually probably ice up centrals. Maybe not. We have one. We have one doof. We're not going to draw for doof because if we were playing like two, I might draw for doof. Okay, show me this ice. Unfortunately, oh no, they can't res an MIC. It's an ablative. That's fine. They can res that now. This fires. Then I think we just go Hermes R&D. It's probably R&D, right? Or we go. I think we want to go Hermes R&D. The other option is we go Cuppulation HQ and we try and snab the Seamless, which is inevitably in there. Maybe we should have saved the Bravado. We possibly should have saved the Bravado. We also yeah. Well, anyway, we're gonna go R&D, and we'll hopefully steal something and get to return. There's a Hagen, and there's an RLC. Why not card draw? Because I want to try and bounce the Rashida, which was inevitably going to get in here. But yeah, getting down the Earthrise was probably important. But at least this is going to slow them down a little because they probably have to ice up a little here. Nicely with a Cuppulation, we can see most of their hand even though they have like increased hand size. The upgrade in server 1, like very possibly a Managarm, could also be a Trank Grid. We'll know very quickly if it's a Trank Grid. Looking for stuff. They're looking for ice, I reckon. Ablative is interesting. Like, you don't see ablative in many PEDs. Okay. This looks like they feel safe that there's nothing in HQ. Oh, there is something in HQ. So there's a Hagen somewhere, which unfortunately will trash our Cuppulation. So it's whether we install the Cuppulation, run HQ. If it forces them to spend 5, I think that's okay. We're going to go HQ here because we kind of want to find the Seamless. Hagen is 5, right? Not 4. Oh, it's only 4. That's annoying. Because right, let's go R&D here. They can't res, surely. This is the new card. We'll see one extra. We'll steal an off-world and we'll bounce the new card. And we see a hedge fund, and then we'll put down the Earthrise. Like, this is fine. Like, we lost the Cuppulation, but we kind of knew that we were going to in many ways. We got Divide and Conquer, which is potentially sick, but we do want to find a Cuppulation before we can use that. So let's draw looking for a career fair. Let's draw looking for a career fair. Let's draw looking for a career fair. Oh, I don't think I want to go down to 1 credit, so I think I'm just going to take a credit. We could put down the backstitching. I think it's just take a credit here. Like, next time we're going to draw 2 cards, we'll hopefully find a career fair that we can get this class act down with, or a sure gamble. Or even a, like, if we find a Bravado, that's pretty sick. We can go like Boomerang, Bravado HQ. We could go Boomerang, Bravado Remote. Can't do that anymore. I mean, we could still do that. Okay. Other option is we divide and conquer at this point. We won't get to see all the cards on HQ, but we will see free from R&D. Is free from R&D enough? Maybe we should be on reprise, you know. Is free from R&D and 1 on HQ. We'll have exactly 2 credits, which is enough to steal an Ikawa. Or do we just take 3 credits and play the class act? I think it might be play, because if we do this, we're going to be down to 2 credits. If we steal an Ikawa, we'll be on no credits. And we're just not going to make, we're just not going to, like, we're going to be in a real tough position. Here, I think we ditch 1 backstitching. I think I want to keep this other class act, as much as we're going to have a ton of cards next turn. Maybe too many cards next turn, so we'll do that. Okay, falsified is potentially good. I think Dawn. Oh, it was Rashida. 2 seconds here. I missed this. I wonder if we're going to see a Rashida nearprint in Dawn with threat text to make her more relevant late game. Like what she does even more in the late game, or she only does stuff in the late game. This Kurapira is quite good into ablative barrier decks. Interesting. Or threat text but reduces her effectiveness late game. I think Dawn is going to have no set specific mechanics like threat. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I think like threat, like basically threat is like the mechanic of the cycle, right? So it's a bit like how was it the spin cycle had like doubles, so that's when you first got doubles, and we have seen doubles like outside of it and what have you. And like Mumbad cycle had politicals and all this kind of stuff. Ooh, an advancement. I do think it have a run this or court gets stonks. Probably not as strong as Rashida. Rashida is like nuts. I think Threat will stick around, but I don't think it will be in Dawn. Okay, that is 3 very good cards. That is 3 very good cards. If okay, what's our turn? If we had enough credits to steal an Ikawa off the Mary plus Divide and Conquer, which we don't, then I'd actually keep the Daily Cast and the Career Fair, because I can get 2 cards out of our hand quickly. So I might be keeping the Career Fair here and installing a backstitching with it. I need to keep the Sure Gamble because I think the turn is Sure Gamble. Oh, whatever happens, I can't steal an Ikawa because I'm not going to have the clicks. So maybe it is actually keep the casts Career Fair. And we go Career Fair casts, install Mary, Divide and Conquer. Career Fair cast, install Mary, Divide and Conquer. Do I still have a click? I'd still have a click. So I can do. So I could actually do. If I do Sure Gamble, install Mary, Divide and Conquer, I will still have a click. What am I talking about? In which case I'll keep the Career Fair and then I can always install a backstitching with it last click if I need to. So I do this, this, this. Oh my, indeed. Look at all that lovely central ice. Right, so we're not going to access an additional one on HQ, and this is HQ, right? Yes, so no. We steal an off-world, just banging it from the door. Doing that, and then we'll do Mercury. We'll access additional one with Mary. We see a YDL, fully op. Fully op's cool. Architect. I think we bounce the outer. The thing is, I kind of don't want to bounce their ice, right? Because I don't want to give them more ice in hand to ice up archives with. Although bouncing HQ ice, maybe we do bounce H. I think I've probably. Well, no, we know that there's one in hand, right? So maybe. So we might bounce the arc. We might bounce the server. No, I definitely want to bounce something, David here. Or Lucille, sorry. Thinking. It's just exactly what. It might be bounce the server because we know that they've got what we assume is an Ikawa, or they just haven't drawn seamlesses. They might not have drawn seamlesses. And we can get into server 1 next turn quite easily as well. So I think it's bounce server 1. So if they go install advanced ice, like ice again, that's their whole turn. And cost them 2 credits. Here, career fairing down a backstitching seems fine. We could have a look at what this is. Well, we know exactly what it is. It's an upgrade. I think we'll save that though. We'll just do career fair this because it gets the most cards out of our hand. And then it's either second. Do we keep the backstitching or do we keep the boomerangs? I think we need to keep the boomerangs. Like, we just need one more really good central hit, but maybe like double backstitching. Maybe we ditch a boomerang. Or do we ditch a mayfly? Mayfly really bad against Hagen. It's going to be pretty expensive, right? To deal with most things. Apart from this ablative. I think we can ditch a mayfly. We're gonna draw in some more. Yeah, camping the remote to win, I mean, is an option. We potentially need to find out exactly which one of the upgrades this upgrade is. Because if it's a void, then we probably can't camp the remote as soon as they put a single second piece of ice there. They're also now going to consider icing up archives, which is great. Because where there's one divide and conquer, there's probably a second divide and conquer. And there is. There's 2 more, in fact. And short of there being like border controls, which there might be, most PDs are playing border control, then they're gonna want like double ice on archives. If only there was a criminal card that revealed an installed card as an event. Do you mean this one? I think you do. Oh yes, look, icing up archives. The respect. It's there. I would quite like to draw into an alarm clock now so we can like pressure HQ a little bit. This is a destroyer, which means that we can get through it with our one of program laser pointer, right? That deals with destroyers, I think. Right, this time we're probably going to find out what this is. So let's draw once. Inside job seems great. We'll have a look at this upgrade. It's a Managon. I think we can draw once more. I don't think we could afford to put a class act down. AP Destroyer or Observer, yeah. So it deals with this Hagen. Um, maybe I should have run HQ there. I didn't realize that I had an HQ mark, but I don't think it was the greatest use of a backstitching. Like I kind of want a Cuppulation before we do that. Okay, we've got a ton of money. We can get through this, just like Daniel Bedingfield. We can get through it and spend 2 clicks, and then either we can't steal an Ikawa if it's an Ikawa at that point, but then what are they spending like their whole turn and 2 seamlesses on an Ikawa? And if it's a Rashida, then we trash a Rashida. If it's a Void, you don't put a Void in here at this point, do you? I think we do challenge it. It's going to be our whole turn, which is like slightly upsetting. Inside job, I kind of want to save the inside job. Kind of want to save it. And I mean, ideally, I'd put the Kurapira down so that we could start charging the Kurapira off this ablative. But we don't really have the money to do that. Or ever will. Yeah, I mean, it really will. I think I need to check it though. As much as if it is a Rashida, do I care? Like, not really. I guess I maybe do. We'll spend 2 clicks. We'll have a look at this. It's an Arella. Wow. Okay. They're planning on going very fast once that comes out. We need to find right. We need to find our bombs to throw down now. So we need to find another D.M.C stat, and then we need to roll an archives mark correctly. Yeah, I remember playing like Arella in PD because like the whole plan is you're putting stuff in a remote and doing stuff in a remote, right? Which, ooh, I think I need the career fair though because I think money is important here. Cuppulation is cool. Do we go for the like big card draw? Yeah, we did not find a divide and conquer. That's upsetting. And we found the alarm clock just a bit too late. Okay, using up 2 seamlesses, drawing a. Oh, that's really cool with Arella because then you definitely draw you definitely draw an agenda here, right? We bounce the card which they've put in. Surely, like it's got to be the correct option. As much as bouncing archives, but then they just replace archives. So we can inside job. Not quite. Um, we can go R&D. We have 2 backstitchings. We could put. I think there is like Spombo potential, and you have now got powers at B, right? So like there's definitely something there. But powers at B, you can't install like 3 things with it. We don't quite have the money or the clicks to go boomerang inside job on server 1, which is a shame. I also don't necessarily think that that's an agenda. I want to be able to put down the alarm clock this turn. I don't think I can camp the remote. I don't think I've got the money to do it. Like, I can't get the Managam is like keeping us out. It doesn't even need a void. Like just this Managam is going to keep us out because if I put down the Kurapira, like I could put down the Kurapira maybe this turn. It gets through this for 1 credit, and then I can inside job the first card. Fine, but like I think they're going to wheel out pretty quickly here. I think I have to force them to spend some money on R&D. We could potentially see 3 on R&D. Unfortunately, they've probably drawn all their agendas. Um. Okay, so are we committing to accessing 3 here? I think so. Think so. I should have put the Cuppulation down first. I've only just realised that's such a mistake. Because like next turn we should really be inside job in HQ or something along those lines. Will Yeah, sure. Come on. We can see. Okay, drafter. We could let it fire. I think letting it fire is probably a bad idea. That is true. We basically should win on R&D here, and if we don't, then agendas are in hand. But that's why I should have put down the Cuppulation first. Um, Hedge fund, Managam, midnight. Got that. Oh no! I've just dislocated my screen. Hopefully it comes back. Um, yeah, no Eru yet. As much as she's probably correct. Plan is to pick up a card from archives on the cup with the D&C run, then C3 on both centrals. Um, it worked. Mercury did a thing. And genuinely, without this being Mercury, it wouldn't have worked. So, you know, that always feels nice. Probably win a few fair games on that run alone. Yeah, that is the plan. Uh, awesome sauce. Right. Do we want to make any changes? Is there any way? Is there any money that we can put in here? We like, obviously still feel pretty poor. Like I haven't used the skimming yet. I'm gonna keep the skimming just in case. I really like the Mayfly. I don't think we're ever rich enough to install a Kurapira. So maybe we can drop the Kurapira. Could possibly drop the laser pointer, but it's felt like I actually would have wanted to install it in a few things. Um, the false vibes have felt quite nice. I've liked them in each of the games. I think I'm going to drop. Maybe we can drop both of these if there's like other money cards that we can play. Right? Like, let's ditch both of them. And um, maybe we just play Carpe Diems. Is there anything better? I mean, I'm not on Dirty Laundries. I should possibly be on Dirty Laundries. I just think that you're probably icing up against Mercury. I think I want to be Carpe Diems over Dirty Laundries, but maybe that's incorrect. Catch you later, droids. Um, yeah, Carpe Diem, Alex. I think is the correct thing. Obviously, we should play free and not play the skimming. But I have like big plans for like the skimming turn where we see the win on HQ and go and get it with a divide and conquer. YouTube live. Like the only other the thing is I'm quite bad at building criminal decks in general. Normally because I kind of don't know how criminal money works. Bones is money actually. Like Bones is not a bad shout and would have like we have trashed stuff in every matchup. But we're generally like focusing on centrals and so Bones feels really bad there unless you're like trashing like Managarms off centrals. Yeah, Lucille, you might be right. So the only real way that I know how to build like criminal decks which have money is to play free copies of Rogue Trading and do the whole Rogue Trading thing. I don't think that works here. I don't think it has worked very well um since like Citadel left for card pool. Um, but yeah, having like 18 credits on a card seems like pretty good. Um, like we can play Julie and Rogue Trading and take 12 credits off it in one go. Like you can go install, click it, get a click back from Julie, kind of, and then click it again. But then they trash all your stuff. But then they have to trash all your stuff. So maybe is that like they trash for Rogue Trading. Obviously, you trash for Rogue Trading because it's like money, and then you probably trash for Julie. And maybe they don't trash for Julie because that's like 2 clicks and 4 credits, and if you're putting other pressure on, like I guess we'd need to be putting more pressure on as a deck to do that. It might be something. Like maybe you play dummy box as well. This is a different deck now. Obviously, it's a different deck now. But is it like could there be something there? Like you play Julie, dummy box, and rogue tradings, and then you actually might have money. Near our hub, we can't deal with assets, so we're not going to try. We're just going to try and touch agendas. Maybe you want to be on Aeneas Informant. Interesting. Maybe. This is like has some money in it. We can falsify one of the face downs. We can put down the daily casts. And we can try and not get it bounced. Like we're gonna feel really bad because this is gonna be prototype matchup. Maybe this is okay, and we because we get down a class act early. We kind of want to get down a daily costs really early before they can res five things, right? If we're gonna get one down at all. I'd like a career fair. Is this good enough with a falsified? I'm gonna keep it and hope it is. Yeah, like getting finding the informants and getting them down is very, very click taxing. Axu, no, if we're playing Jacinho, we're not playing it out of Mercury. You don't want to see additional cards. Uh, maybe maybe next week. Oh my gosh, wage workers turn 1. Maybe that means they're not on working prototype. I don't think it does, but right. Which one's an asset? Middle one. It's a Bladderwort deck. It's a Bladderwort deck. Shit. uh, that means they're not on working prototype. Is that good for us? Don't know. Do we put down a Hermes and run a central to try and bounce for Bladderwort? Like bouncing a Bladderwort doesn't do that much. They res 2 Bladderworts. Disgusting. Okay, well we'll steal that, bouncing this. Um, who suggested Miss Bones, and why did you not suggest it louder and sooner? Never tax their economy. Yeah. Now the question is, what card do we want from our hand here? Do we need the money, or do we want to draw with the class act? Shut up, Axu. You're not taking credit for someone's good ideas again. Um. Oh. I think we put down the class act. Okay. Doof could be really good if we don't lose it. Actually, no. Doof is awful. This is a Bladderwort deck. We'll just put Doof at the bottom. We lost the crispy and oh, we lost the gamble. We definitely wanted to gamble. Oh, and they oppo us. Nice. Okay. Right, we don't like lose to Bladderwort next turn. We can't now put this down. So I think we can draw. Okay, that's like good for next turn. We'll gain 2 and we'll remove 1 tag. Yeah, now we just want them to have money, right? Cup a Bladderwort. Wait, where did our cup go? Did we have a cup? Did we have the option of a cup? Because if so, that would have been pretty sick. So it might be remove tag, install daily cast with a career fair. I guess we draw once first. Mary seems worthwhile. I don't think we need this. You bottom one to the career fair. Whoops. Oh, you can have your money. What is skimming doing in here? Hey, Jeff. Skimming is in here because we are playing a very, very specific deck. But yes, so far Lucille is correct. So far we've played 3 games and it's done nothing, mainly because it's been trashed in this one and we didn't draw it at the right times. But we're playing a divide and conquer deck. So the plan is with skimming is to kind of wait until like we can see like we can see with the divide and conquer nonsense, we can see 3 cards from HQ and 3 cards from R&D. Just trust me, it works. We need a Cuppulation to do it, but we've got 3 of them. So skimming, if we play it, we should be able to either steal something from HQ or know whether we should be dividing and conquering to steal something from R&D. I'm just trying to work out what I'm doing here. It's probably take 2 credits, install Mary, run last click. Seems awful. I think maybe we just draw. Okay, Carpe Diem's good. There's a chance that we install Mary, we Carpe Diem. No. Now are we running last click? Yeah. We'll run R&D last click. They're not going to be on anything that gives us tags. They are on Amani Sinai, but I think that's okay. We'll do Mercury first. Yeah, we'll access 1 additional one. Yeah, we'll access 1 additional one. We see a Marilyn. We see a Marilyn. We see a Bill. We're gonna lose our casts, I assume. Skimming instead of bones. Yeah, I mean we are on skimming kind of instead of bones because we should have that slot. I could hit Oracle. I could hit Oracle. Yeah, they're just boosting like all their money so that they can spend all their money. Wow, they're bouncing the Hermes because then they might hit it with the Bladderwort. That actually makes sense. Um, and yes, essentially the skimming is in there because obviously I haven't played it yet. Oh, that's fine. Um, I think we boost here because otherwise we lose our casts. Is it? I don't actually know if it's equal or not. Is it equal? If we draw into a career fair, then we should just let them bounce the casts. We're paying free, and otherwise we're reinstalling it for a click and 2 credits, which is free credits, right? I'll let you answer. Because we might draw into a career fair, and if we draw into a career fair, then oh, they had a click left because of wage workers. I see. I see. So let's draw for a career fair. We don't find one, but that's okay. Will Carpe Diem yeah, we're running archives. And then we remove a tag and we install the casts. And we lose these cards, which is fine. We don't need either of them. We don't like die to anything really silly here, do we? Okay. They install stuff on R&D. Makes sense. We're gonna draw Hermes. What's better here? I think just the money, but then we've only got 2 Hermes. So maybe we need to keep the Hermes. We're also going to need to draw 3 times. I think I'm going to bottom the gamble. Draw, and... Ooh. So we can either draw 4, possibly losing the Hermes to double Bladderwort if anything here is resable. I think like draw 4, but I lose 2. I'm just going to put down the Hermes. Because this is like a ton of money. I feel like the Bladderworts are going to stop ticking now. Surely. I mean, like, as soon as they can boost this Armani Cyanide trace, then they start ticking again. But until that happens, like, if I find a Cuppulation, then I just Cuppulate the Armani or I Cuppulate the wage workers. Let's draw. How many back stitchings do we have left? I think we can. We're not going to be able to. I kind of do want to install this Earthrise, but it seems awful to do it into Armani. Let's draw again for a Cuppulation. Let's draw again for a Cuppulation. We found one. It is too late. I think we might just install it. 3 cups in the deck. There's 3 cups. So we're not going to lose cards at the start of our turn. We're going to get 1 bounced. Money doesn't matter because they just boost as much as they can into the trace, I think, to bring their credit total down. So I think it's just correct to draw here. Oh, that's like 1 card too late. At least here, so they score the Bologna. Do we bounce HQ ice? Ooh. Interesting. Oh, right. It's an AR enhanced security. Okay. Oh, they boost first, right? So they just bounce the Hermes back. Fine. Okay. So now I want to find a divide and conquer. We haven't seen one yet, so there must be one pretty soon. Let's draw one here. We don't. We'll take this your gamble though. We'll draw again. There's one. Right, that's next turn. We'll put down a Cuppulation. So, here's the plan. Oh, we don't have our Mary anymore. Do we draw click 1 for Mary? There's 2 more in the deck. One is really near the bottom. We know that. I'm pretty sure I've bottomed a Mary early on. Yeah. But one's probably somewhere in the middle, right? We kind of need. So I think we draw first click whatever happens. If we get a Mary, that's good. Chance of a gender in hand last turn really high because they double iced HQ. This turn much less high, I would imagine. Hermes Cup, run Armani, D.M.C. Yeah, actually cupping the Armani, is better, much better than. Because my plan, like the D&C plan, is to like grab a card from archives on the way in on the cup, but like we actually do want to get rid of this Armani. Hmm. Can I draw for a Mary? If I do, I can't cup the Armani, right? I can see 2 on R&D and 1 on HQ. Oh, I can see all of HQ actually. Yeah, so that's fine. So we'll run server 8. Server 14 could be a second Armani. Could you please de-res this Armani Sinai before I cup it? For Cuppulation fans, if you are playing against someone and they basically almost all things, it's best to get them to de-res the card first. Because otherwise, like they won't be able to res another Amani Sinai. It basically doesn't play very well with JNet. We'll do this. We'll go here. We still have enough money to steal a Bologna, so that feels quite good. So not on HQ, no, but we will trash this to see extra. We see an Oppo. We see a Bologna. I guess we steal it. We'll put this back to hand, and we see the other Bologna. We can't steal it. That's a shame. And then we'll access additional. Here we see a shipment and a virtual service agent. Okay, we are about to get oppoed in a big way. So I think. That was very close to like winning the game. Bologna is just busted good, especially against us who doesn't have much money. We nearly like did it with the D&C game. Oh, if I'd falsified the Bologna first, I'd have had just enough credits. I guess this is there's a chance this is a Hollow Man. So do I want to waste a falsified on it? They won't be. Yeah, yeah. There's no downside there, but there we go. If this is a Hollow Man, I'd be really upset. It's another bladder wart. That's fine. I was about to say, do we die? But there's no way that they can chuck enough money into those. So we get big oppoed here, and they are about to. Oh, they just shuffled. They just shuffled away the shipment which they were about to draw. That's funny. But they're looking to get they're looking to get the cut back. the Armani back even. Okay, we have 4 tags. They have 1 shipment, but they've just shuffled it back into their deck. We need quite a bit of money to be able to, like, for instance, if we were to divide and conquer and steal a Bologna, and I don't know how we're going to do that now because we can't exactly put down a casts. Well, there's our divide and conquer, so that's one thing. Draw, draw. There's our casts. We could put it down to, like, it's free, but like feels bad, right? I just need to get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need at least 8 credits. That's probably the Bologna. Okay, that's fine. Let's draw once. Alarm clock. It's interesting. I think we want the Cuppulation more than anything, though. And then we'll... Yeah, just clicking for credits seems fine. We can throw out an Earthrise. If this isn't the Bologna, it's still in hand, right? We can see almost all of the hand. Cuppulation costs 1 to install, it will cost 1 to do the nonsense, and it will cost 1 to do the other bit of nonsense. So that's 3 credits. Divide and conquer costs 3 credits. So that's 6 in total, so we need 5 plus 6, which is 11. So we could go credit, credit, Cuppulation, divide and conquer. They're getting really good filtered raw now. We could look for a Mary, but then we need like 1 more credit as well. Yeah, I don't. Do we think? Do we? Okay, so this is now Holoman plus Bologna. That's a problem. Whereas us like Mike are 4 influence. Jeff, who made that card 4 influence? So this is a problem because this is Holoman. This is Holoman um plus Bologna, which makes a ton of sense on the Bladderwort deck because Holoman costs a lot of money. Thinking. Um, they now have daily business show, which means that HQ is not a good shout anymore. So I think we draw looking for a Mary. We might career fair down the daily cast this turn because if this is a Hollow Man, what can they do? They can click the Hollow Man and then they can advance, score a Bologna, but then they wouldn't be able to trash the career fair, so we can potentially like gain ourselves a turn unless this is an Amani Sanai. Maybe we should go and check this if this is an Amani Sanai, and we should obviously put the cup down before we do that. Let's draw one in case we find a Mary. We don't find a Mary. That's fine. I think the boomerang is better probably here. We're going to check this in case of Amani Sanai. Wage workers, that can stay. There's no point in us picking that up. Oh, I should pick up the DBS. But now I want to put down the costs. But they'll be on 6, which means they can fast advance. Oh, whoops. I mean, I guess they can fast advance anyway because they have shipments somewhere. Oh, it's San San. Fine. What do we bounce here? I think whatever this is seems sensible. Yeah, Psych Mike. You would have thought it would be like one, right? Okay. They can't get a 4 point bill here. Oh, with shipment they could, yeah. Right. So I think this turn is the D&C turn. We might draw one for Mary. We need 11. No, we need 10 credits now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. So we can go draw, credit, Mary, D&C is like the perfect turn. Draw. Sorry, I get really excited about these kind of things sometimes. Credit, Mary, divide and conquer. Like seeing free from HQ, free from R&D. Probably got to be good enough. It's likely as well that if they found a Beal next last turn, then they'd keep it because they think that HQ is safe, right? And yeah, it cost me 1 + 1. So we'll host a card on. Well, there's only one card in archives. I hadn't noticed that. So no, not on HQ. Trash this program. Yes, please. We see a hedge fund. We see a bill and steal it for the win. Absolutely sick. Let's keep seeing stuff. And then we go Mercury and Mary, and we see a shipment was coming next in Enigma. GG. We did it, and we did it with the we did it with the nonsense combo. Okay, winning a game like 5 points. Winning a game with a nonsense combo, 10 points. Uh, Absolutely loved it. Thanks for the game. Oh, they left. Um, I think there are only like 3 cards until we start hitting stuff that we bottomed. Yeah, probably because we got this down really early. We were drawing into another D&C. Now I think this is where we started bottoming stuff. This Cuppulation, right? Um, yeah. Okay. Like this is kind of working in a like worrying way. Um, Winning a game is 3 points. Okay, correct. Winning a game with nonsense combo, 5 points. Now, the question is, should we put Eru in here? Because Eru works with divide and conquer. It gives us like a permanent thing for divide like archives. But I do like just the option of this. We kind of want more money. I wonder if we could be on uh is this like a prepaid deck? Do we play like one like could we turn it into a prepaid deck if we took the career fairs out and we played prepaids and we played dirty laundries just so that we're a little less reliant on resources. We should have tracked how many Aeneas fires there would have been. Probably quite a few. Like on those turns where we see like 6 cards, like we potentially make 6 credits, and if we've got 2 down, we potentially make 12 credits, and if we've got 3 down, then we potentially make 18 credits, right? Skimming has done nothing so far. I'm keeping it in for now because it kind of works with what the deck's planning to do. Um, yes, sorry. Read Lucille's comment is more correct. Skimming has been like it's won us games. It's won us games. Um, yeah, it took a net damage, but could have been a like a backstitching that we would have needed. If we were to like drop the career fairs, I kind of want to try it. I'm gonna keep this as an option. I just want to see if this works as a prepaid version, which it might well not, but I'd really love to be on like less resources just at the moment. I think free class act is still 100% correct. I guess draw. Well, we're only dropping one draw card realistically. So if we played like an extra Carpe Diem, and how have we already like made up all the cards which we were playing? That's worrying. Is it just like two prepaid and we play some dirty laundries? So this means that we probably now do have to drop the crispy and screaming, although it is technically an event and it costs the credit. Oh, we need to drop the Carifes. Like, obviously. We might still play one, you know? No, definitely not. Kikai, you didn't actually take the Carifes out. I mean, you know, I have always said that the chat is cleverer than I am. 22 events, of which all of them cost at least one. Seems okay for a prepaid deck. Uh, do we have enough run events to play thingy? We don't really, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this a run? No. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We could play one copy of what's her face. Let's just try this like that. I just want to see if it feels like a little bit better. Or much, much worse. I suspect, like, I guess it really depends against what we play against. If we play against something that gets like a tributary out and rezzed turn one, then we're in loads of trouble. Also, I guess like not playing Dirty Laundry means that like the corp isn't necessarily icing archives. Debbie is exactly who I mean, Alex. Isn't icing archives. One Debbie over the third prepaid. Yeah, that could be correct. That could be correct. We're probably going to make as much. And I do quite like Debbie. I guess the only issue is that we can't really use her on our... Like, when are we actually using those credits? I don't know, thinking about it. We use them to, like, pay for a Mayfly and maybe trash assets. I'm going to stick with the free prepaid for now, just because then we can get it. We're against Saraswati, so we have falsified credentials. We need nothing else. I mean, we only have two of them. One Debbie over third prepaid might come out ahead. It may do. I just wonder what we're actually like spending the use credits on runs for. But maybe just trashing assets and mayflies is enough. Hey, good luck, have fun. Do we keep this, which has a falsified in hand? It doesn't have any other recon apart from like prepaid and bravado into some nonsense. We're gonna keep it because I like the falsified, and this could be a big mistake. I was seeing a Saraswati. Yeah, Saraswati Charlotte doesn't quite work though, does it? Because you can't res it until your next turn begins. So it wouldn't even like you're waiting like 2 turns until you get your thing. Right, were these both Saraswati'd? Yes. Okay, so do we call agenda or do we call asset? I think we call asset. So let's go prepaid and we'll do this using this and we'll call asset on the second one. It's an Urtica cipher. Okay, well we know not to run that. Do we run the first one? Sure. It's a cohort. I think we might trash that now. They can't res it. They can't res it for a turn. So it saves us. What I should have done is yeah. Okay, fine. I forget that I'm a Hermes deck, and Hermes is actually pretty good against anything trappy. So we know this is cohort. That's number 1. We know server 2 is an Urtica, which we're never going to run. Unfortunately, if they have nothing else to res, like the Hermes will have to bounce this Urtica. Okay, well, there's something else that we can bounce now. That's interesting. So is that a Hollow Man? Because that's where I would keep a Hollow Man. Let's draw for a gamble. Okay, well, now we can find out, but we want to hold on to that for now. We'll put down this, we'll run R&D. Yes. We see a business as usual, that's fun. We see an Eli. Eli? Do we run HQ? Business as usual into Eli. Okay, alarm clock's nice. I'm assuming that the upgrade on server 2 is a Hollow Man. So the question is, do I just want the money? Because I know that that's an upgrade. And just to double check on that. Or I think we probably need to keep the other falsified. Because the fact that they're Saraswatiing out cohorts means that they're like all in on the sort of trap plan. Because they want us to be really scared of running their rice. Or running the things which are face down. Yeah. So I don't want to lose this alarm clock, so I'm going to put it down and then I'm going to run HQ. We see a bacterial, which is a shame. I think we might need to go and trash the cohort now. Just so that they can't use this to get like... I mean, they're going to use this to get a ton of forward momentum anyway. Maybe we can draw once into exactly a Dirty Laundry and Dirty Laundry the cohort to get rid of it. Seems okay. Seems potentially doable. I mean, if we get the Chrysopean skimming in this deck, like, if we draw it against this deck, this is a deck we're going to play it against. So we'll see if that happens. We have to draw the one up. Oh no, we took it out. No, did we take it out? No, it's still in there. It's still in there. Are we going to see a second hit? Oh, we're going to die. That's a problem. I guess we put this ice back. What did we lose? Oh, we lost the other falsified. Let's draw twice. Oh, we could have done with drawing that second. Catch you later, Lucille. Thank you for your game earlier and your advice. I have a feeling this one could be over quickly because this very much looks like a punitive plan if you're on the agendas. Although it might just be a Hollow Man thing, right? Should I have bounced the Urtica Cipher? Oh, we're not getting punitive. Great. We survive. So I guess the plan is... I probably should have bounced the Urtica Cipher so that I could go and get the Hollow Man. Or at least see what it is. Which I'm, like, 99% sure exactly what it is. Especially if they're on 5-3s. Because I guess their plan is, like, to Saraswati out of 5-3. And then Hollow Man it. Are they planning to Neurospike us, is the question. Do we want to run this? Could be an Anansi. Cost them 8. Let's do it. I think I don't care about most of this. That's funny. So we can bypass it for 2 clicks, or we can click through it for 2 clicks, but obviously bypassing it is much better. I think we're just going to bounce off it for now. Because I want to get a bit more set up and preferably find... Okay, Dirty Laundry R&D seems okay. We'll see to... yes, please. We see a Overwriter, which we will trash, and we see a Fuji, and we win. GG. That's Mercury. Thanks for the game. Okay. Mercury's gone 3-1 tonight. Seems alright. I kind of want to do one more, but it is getting late, so I think I'm gonna call it. But I'm gonna I think I'm gonna jam a couple more with this at some point, just to have fun, because I want to see if prepaid feels better than the resource heavy version. But either way, we won 2 games off sick divide and conquer plays. Deck's a winner. Thank you all for joining. Quick reminder that there are tickets for London CO next week. That should be a ton of fun. I can't make it, unfortunately, because my in-laws are in town. It is my little one's birthday. So they're coming over from Kent for that. So that's going to be really nice. And so I can't really leave town as they arrive into town. Feels a bit rude. But have a great time if you do go. And I think that's it, apart from the fact that I still haven't actually put it up. But the Bristol Regionals is happening on the 27th of July. So just a reminder that that's happening, even though I haven't actually put the page up on ABR yet, which I definitely promised I was going to do last weekend and didn't happen. I think that's it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have fun, whatever you end up doing this week, and ciao for now.